On a road trip around the second biggest island in the Philippines, as I embrace its natural beauty, meet communities for authentic cultural experiences, and share stories we encounter along the way. See you at 5:30 in the afternoon every Monday with Mindanao Road Trip with Art.
Good evening, everyone. I am your friend, Ricky So from the Fast Exchange. I will be starting my show called Money Mondays on Talk Life channel. And I would like to invite you to join me, in a interactive discussion with regards to money. So, pag-usapan ho natin kung paano mangangasiwa ng pera, pananalapi, and at the same time kung paano ito palaguhin. At pakay ho lang ho natin, layunin natin ay makatulong sa bawat Pilipino sa larangan ho ng pananalapi. I hope to see you on our live stream through Talk Life channel 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. starting on May 3. Good day to everyone.
Discovering, always remember every day. We meet people inspiring us every day, giving stories of their dreams, their failures and success. Every changes and events, a new beginning to prosper. Different places we travel, wonders of nature we discover. I discover it, 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 I discover it.
Hello, good afternoon. It's Wednesday once again. I discover friends at 4 p.m. every Wednesday. And we would like to welcome you. Sit back, relax, and we're so grateful for having a guest like one this afternoon, Aida.
I'm still off the stage. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Wednesday once again, another episode of I Discover Friends in Talk Life channel. This afternoon, we are very, very blessed to have someone whose dreams are larger than life, I must say. So sit back, relax. Don't ever get out of this channel or an I Discover program, because you will discover more and more and become a proud person and a proud Filipino. So without much ado, I would like to introduce to you none other than the principal architect and chief executive officer of Buji Royal Architectural Design. It is really my honor to introduce Architect Royal Pineda.
Well, we started 2002. Buji was doing his design. I was doing my architecture with my previous firm. And I think it was a partnership made in heaven. Both of us was both inspired by nature, and where we both try to do and pursue what's Filipino.
When I was doing design, I always think holistically. And when I met Royal, that's when the concept of holistic, total design approach became harmonious together. I think the company exists for a real good reason. It was meant to come up with good design, Filipino inspired, and bringing forward something for the country, nation building.
The idea of what we've been doing is constantly thinking of the people. And I would believe that Buji Royal was able to get into this level of sensitivity that our designs should respond to the people. And that's one thing that we noticed and we realized because we always see it every day, like the traffic, the congestion, and all these social problems that we see. We felt that design can change the nation, and we can change the people.
Now on our 17th anniversary, we are able to see our dreams and our visions come alive, and we hope that this will inspire the whole country to be more modern and creative through architecture and design.
Well, this 17th anniversary is it's really a major milestone for us to see all, again, things that are unfolding, the way things are really guiding us towards, doing and sharing our sensibility to the world. From what we have done here in Clark and the rest of other projects that is more of nation building, I think it's about time to do something that's more global, to share this sensibility of what's modern Filipino and show them the philosophies of our creation. We are now doing Bangkota. This is the Philippine pavilion to the soon and coming greatest show on earth, which is the World Expo in Dubai. With its 190 countries participating, I believe it's Buji Royal's major platform to present the modern Filipino sensibility and again to show that our country, our nation, our people are already in a very progressive state. We are in a state wherein we are moving forward and we are ready to do business.
Hi everyone. Hi Ida. Hi
Welcome.
Oliver.
Hi,
Hi, Royal.
Royal.
Welcome to iDiscover, friends. It has really been an honor to us. Olive really did her job to bring you on board, and it is such a good honor for us to for you to be here. So, my God, the vision that we have shown just a while ago, the video, already spoke of where you're going, the vision that where you are now. It's so magnanimous to think. I cannot even fathom how huge is it for you from this time on, or even from the time that was shot in, I think, Clark, up to where you're going. But let us begin from the very beginning, because all this naman, architect, it does not come without certain backgrounds on the past. Ang first ko siguro question, who was Royal when young? Let's backtrack. Elementary days. You were in Pasig. Tell us about yourself, your family, your parents, I'm sure, played a great deal to your life.
Well, first, thank you. No, thanks for having me here, and thank you especially, of course, Ida, and especially Olive for making that call. Making that call, and um, I believe this is my honor. You feel that I'm giving you a favor, but more than that, I am very honored to be here because you're also giving me the opportunity to share the visions and also to be able to inspire and people to see hope, no, especially during this pandemic. And I will just share my experiences, and I hope there's some takeaway that you can somehow use, or some that you can just leave behind. But I think I have a very simple and basic background. ako, galing ako sa Pasig. I'm from Pinagbuhatan. I grew up and studied sa Pinagbuhatan Elementary School. So it's a public school. I studied in the biggest population. In fact, it was in the Guinness Book of Record during the time na nag-aaral ako doon. The biggest population of high school students in the world, no? Ang Rizal High School. So ang graduation namin noon 3 araw. Dugtong, parang parang yung toga kinabukasan hihiramin ulit pa. The next set, no? And of course, I'm also a product of Polytechnic University of the Philippines. So elementary times, both my parents, parehong public school teachers. Elementary times, I think talagang hilig ko na yung architecture, but hindi ko lang talaga alam kung ano tawag nga. Sabi ko ng sikat kasi is more of engineers. No? Only now that we get to really hear a lot of the expertise and more of understanding the difference between an architect and an engineer. No? So, but again, I think grade 2, I was already sketching. I always have a pen. Meron lagi akong papel tsaka pen sa akin. Lagi kong dala yun. And pagka noon naman wala pa kasing mga computer and noon tumbang preso tsaka mga laruan, shato, di ba? May ganyan ang laro noon eh. So ako naman I enjoyed doing sketches. I've been enjoying my sketching kahit nung bata pa ako. So it was nice because I think it honed my creativity. As I also mentioned nung unang kwento ko sa inyo, pagka nakakita ko ng isang bagay, I will sketch it, but I will not copy it. I will not copy it. I will translate it into something that I feel what's better. So yun yung naging kaugalian ko nung bata ako nung elementary days. And then of course second yung high school na ako, Rizal High, nothing special. You know, I just when I say nothing special, I just love studying. Aral ako ng aral lang pero syempre hindi naman ako magaling kasi tamad ako magbasa eh. Lazy reader ako eh. So pag gusto ko visual, pag nakakita ko ng picture, tatagalan ko 'yon, pero pagka puro sulat, skip ko na. Hindi ako I'm not a reader eh, no? But my dad was. So we used to have a library in the house. But take note, don't imagine it like a library big, no? We're a middle income family, no? Teacher ang dad ko, teacher ang nanay ko. So, hindi kami mayamang pamilya. But one thing that was very much parang pointed out by my father, na sabi niya sa akin, alam mo, education is your key. No? Sabi niya, pagka nakatapos ka ng pag-aaral, pwede mong harapin kahit sino, kahit na ang pinakamayamang tao sa buong mundo dahil may pinag-aralan ka. No? So that became something very solid inside me, na parang it made me strive and I told myself, because I've been wanting, and I think my heart was parang somehow asking for, as I said, betterment. Gusto ko mapaunlad yung pamilya, mapaayos yung pamumuhay, you know? I think lahat naman tayo ganun. Lahat naman tayo ganun. So, parang naging magandang pundasyon, no? But again, sinasabi ko lang na, and I'm sharing it to all the viewers sa lahat ng Pilipino sa buong mundo, I was never, we were never like a rich family. We're a middle income family. Um, and I believe that yung education and yun nga, perseverance, determination, and I think love of God is very important. Yun yung mga nagdala sa akin sa mga some people call it success, no? But for me, it was really more of um, a process of purification. Parang I live my life to purify myself, hopefully, trying hard to purify myself, to be again worthy, um, to also please my God. So I think that's basically my high school. Ang daming foundation. I was a Knights of the Altar since I was elementary. No, sakristan ako. So hanggang college. So I just needed to resign from being an altar boy because hindi na ako boy. No? College na ako eh. So I needed to focus on my schooling, and that is the time that I entered architecture. And again, funny story just to share with everyone who doesn't really know me. Pero ako I always felt na looking back, sabi ko nga it's all God's plan because hindi nga kilala naman yung engineer. Sabi ko lang sa nanay ko, nag-enroll ako sa PUP, sa Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Again, hindi ho ano to, private school, hindi ho ito katulad ng Ateneo or LaSalle, no? Natapos ko ang arkitektura sa halagang 5,000, no? Dahil lang tuition fee ko noon every sem 500 pesos. Wala man lang akong pang center point. Hindi ako makakupit eh. Hindi ako makakupit nun either. Hindi ako makakupit sa daddy ko ng kasi wala, it's not even enough to watch a movie, no? Kasi 500 lang eh. Kung ano ba sosobra sa 500, bigyan ka ng 600, pamasahin mo na yung 50 pesos. No? So every sem was like 500, so basically 5 years. So, ganun lang ang halaga, 5,000 pesos. So first pay ko, I think my first pay that time was 4,000 eh. So almost return of investment na ako. Kasi isang linggo na lang ang kulang eh, di ba? So and I think I was very grateful and na pagka-graduate ko, I was hired by a firm that was my dream firm, na the national artist for architecture, which is Leandro Locsin.
Wow.
Architecture and design. So I think it was a blessing also. No? So it's again, pag pinagdugtong-dugtong mo, talagang nakakatuwa yung storya, no? Dahil just to share with you yung time na nag-apply lang ako sa Locsin, no? Because I think it's a nice story. Excuse me. Yung nag-apply ako doon, naggawa ako ng listahan, no? Na I had 10 firms in my list. Sabi ko, ito yung mga pangarap kong mapagtrabahuhan, no? Siyempre, yung pumapasok na ako doon sa isa, hindi na ako susubok sa iba kasi yung first ko na yung... And the first in my list was Locsin. So that time, I remember I borrowed my sister's cell phone. Nandun ako sa baba ng building nila. Tumawag ako sa opisina. Sabi ko, ma'am, pwede po ba akong mag-apply? And sinagot ako ng secretary. And then sabi ng secretary, sorry, we're freeze hiring. Sabi niya gano'n. Sabi niya, pero kung gusto mo, you can come and just try and see kung may magkaka-interview. Maybe you can give it a shot. Sabi niya, pumunta ka na lang dito sa, any day there's walk-in. Sabi ko, pwede po ba ngayon kasi nasa baba na po ako eh. So, I was already downstairs in their building. So, on the spot, I went up. And then it was lunch break. I was sitting down there. I was just waiting, trying my luck, no? And suddenly, there's this guy wearing a stripes, black and brown t-shirt, pants, and then a sandals. This is my mentor, no? This is my mentor, Ed Ledesma. And then sabi nung secretary, Ed, baka you want to interview this guy, may nag-a-apply. Sabi niya, freeze hiring tayo, pero interview mo na lang. They can put it on the file, di ba? So, sabi niya, alika, masok ka rito, interviewin kita. So, in-interview ko, I showed my work, presented everything. And then sabi niya sa akin, gawa mo ba ito lahat? Sabi niya sa akin, sabi ko, yes sir, it's my work. Sabi niya, sige, start next week. Sabi niya sa akin gano'n. Sabi ko, so I was of course, gusto kong umiyak. But, kasi it was really a gift, no? I didn't expect it. Alam ko na, freeze hiring. Hindi ko ni-expect. And then, sabi ko sa kanya, sir, pwede po ba next month? Kasi hindi pa po ako gumagraduate eh. Pag-graduate pa lang. So, and he was so nice. He was so nice to say, na sige, pagbalik mo ng next month, hire ka na, start ka na. So it was I've been counting my blessings, and I feel that God has been very, very fair and very, very gracious. And I'm here to share all those grace and blessings to the rest of the people.
Yeah.
Thank you for that wonderful story, Royal, no? Meron lang akong babasahin ditong comment. Kasama namin to si Coach Beng Tuason. Sabi niya, napapangiti ako sa kwento mo. And then si Dalia Alcaraz, another member of Talk Life Channel, sabi niya, good afternoon, Coach Aida and Coach Olive, and I Discover Friends guest, Architect Royal Pineda. So, yun yung mga leaders. Royal, no? Sabi mo nga, ikakat kita, hindi kita makakat. Kasi maganda yung istorya mo, mag-ikat baka may magreklamo sa audience, no? Pero I just want to backtrack a little, no? Backtrack lang muna tayo doon sa college mo. Kasi ito, na-stalk talaga kita. In one of your video interviews, I think, with one of the channels, nakwento mo yung paano kayo naglinya nung nanay mo. Dun first sa engineering and how you finally landed into architecture. Baka nakakatuwa kasi for us parents, sa mga nanay na nag-i-enroll ng mga anak, relate po ako dun eh. So baka gusto mo ikwento ng konti yun.
Thank you for giving me the chance to make it more detailed. Kasi nga, talaga namang masarap i-share kasi alam niyo I always believe that there's a purpose and there's really a reason for everything. God made everything parang for a great reason, not just for a reason, but a great reason, no? And as you mentioned, nung pumipila kami sa PUP, because hindi nga kami mayaman, no? Hindi kami mayaman. Pila kami doon, syempre kailangan scholar ka, pumasa ka sa PUP exam, no? And for everybody to know, hindi naman ako top notcher sa score. Hindi rin naman ako, kumaga average lang din ang aking exam results, no? Hindi ako sobrang talino na akala ng iba ang success is only for the smart, no, and the witty. So hindi eh. Pero nung pumila kami doon ng nanay ko, so may pagkamamas boy kasi ako, so kasama ko si nanay, pila kami, and then nung pumila nga kami dahil engineering yung mga uncle or friends ng mother ko, mas more engineer sila. So mas parang alam ko konsepto ng nanay ko engineer. Sabi ko kasi nay, gusto ko nagdi-design ng mga bahay or buildings, no? And I didn't know it was architecture. But then sabi ng nanay ko, oh, halika, dito tayo sa engineering. So, muntik na ho akong maging engineer. So, naku, parang hindi ako yun. So, I am so lucky that I am not an engineer now. No? And God made me an architect because I really feel that this is my calling, no? As an architect. And so, pumila kami, no? Engineering, sunod ako sa nanay ko. Pagdating namin sa dulo ng engineering, may malaki ng pentel marker yung listahan, 35 students, sarado na, hindi na pwede. Sabi nung naka-assign na professor, sabi niya, no more na, we're not accepting, hindi na kayo pwede. So syempre, my mother got so worried na baka hindi ako maka-enroll. Then nakita niya architecture. Sabi niya, anak, you know architecture? Alam ko, nandi-design din ng bahay yun. So, doon na tayo. No? So, ako nga, syempre, sunod ako kay nanay, no? And we went, haba ng pila, no? So, lahat puro pila kasi nga, maraming estudyante at public school ito, no? So, after queuing and reaching the end of the line, pagdating namin doon, sarado na rin, no? Puno na, 35 lang ulit. And then, sabi nung, it was the dean ang nakaupo nun. I can still remember his name. And I always thank him for being an instrument in making me as an architect, no? Architect Benhard Grecochea, no? That was his name. And then sabi ni nanay, syempre nanay ko yun, makikiusap. Talagang wala na kami pag-asa, yun na lang. No? Sabi niya, sir, ang anak ko magaling, binebenta na ako. Magaling ho ang anak ko. Syempre nanay ko yan eh. So, wala ka namang marinig na hindi maganda. So, and then the professor or the dean was, I think he was gracious also enough to say, ito ba talagang gusto mo yung kurso? Sabi niya, do you really like doing designing, drawing, or what? Sabi ko, gusto ko. Sabi niya, magaling ka ba? Siyempre, sabi ng nanay ko, magaling ako. Magaling ako. So, sabi niya sa akin, he made the deal. No? He made the deal. And then he said, sige, I will accept you. But if you fail in the first sem, a single subject will kick you out. And then, of course, go ako. And the rest was history. So, it's, kaya nga sabi ko, it's really a destiny for me. Kasi it's not even planned. But I think one thing, Ida, that I can say, and Olive, is that it was clearly in my heart that I wanted to be an architect, even without knowing that that is my dream. It was clearly the vision of being able to design, being able to create and inspire through a vision, through design visions, and make people want a better way, a better life, a better country, no? So yun yung naging ko. I think that became a very strong, I would say, passion in my heart, and it's been constant since I was young.
Yeah. Royal, may itatanong sana ako sa'yo. How did you get your name? What's in a name? Diba? Bakit Royal ang pangalan mo?
Oh, well, parang Royal Pineda, Royal True Orange, Royal Kingdom. Yun. Iba-ibang royal, but ang dad ko nga, as named as Reynaldo Pineda. He's called Ray by his friends, sometimes Rene. But Ray, he always associated the name Ray as a king, no? Kasi Cristo Rey or Kristong Hari, no? Yun yung tawag natin, no? So And when he was, I mean, when my mom gave birth to me, he felt na gusto niyang ibigay at ipasa, kahit na hindi siya mala Prince Charles and Queen Elizabeth, kunyari lang royal blood kami. He wanted to pass on that royalty to me. Him being a Ray, him being a king, as at least by name, said, "I will name you royal." No, and because royal, for him sets a certain level, no, and yun lang. It came out to be a good start for me to be named royal because it lingered in my head. It became my standard. It became who I am. Like I made it as my reference as I grow up. Never used my Christopher, so it's always been royal. And sometimes people call me my closest friends and my mga kababata. They call me Oya.
Hoya.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
What a wonderful name you have, no? But that majesty, that royalty that you have been entrusted by your father has something to do, very much something to do with where you are now and who you are now. Pero sandali lang, 4:27 p.m. Ang bilis naman ng oras. Wala pa tayo sa kalahati sa pinag-usapan. Okay, brought to you by Talk Live Channel and I Discover First.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I Discover Friends. Ito na, natataranta na ako sa daming kwento kasi ni Royal. Excited na ako dun sa second half natin, no? Sabi nung husband ko, Architect Royal, sabi niya, Architect Royal, your story is a confirmation that God has a plan for all of us. Hindi ko na mabasa yung kalahati. Baka ma-flash. For all of us, that you are doing God's plan for
For
you
you.
is the secret of your success. Asawa ko po yun.
Ay,
Royal.
amen.
Oo.
Amen.
Okay.
That is very,
Oo, so,
very true. It's all him. It's never. I never really take credit of all these things. It's beyond me, actually. All of these things, it's beyond me. It's never me. I think one thing that made me, uh, well, who I am as what I'm doing, it's really about choosing him constantly. You know, my very concept of, I just want to share this quickly. You know, I have a very simple concept of sin and the way to what they call success. No, the very simplest for me explanation and concept of sin is it's in the choosing, pagpili, no? Pagpili, nasa pagpili. If you keep choosing self, you will surely sin. But once you choose God, you will never sin because His ways will always be within His plans and His will. So ang point ko lang, kaya ko sinishare lang ito because uh, tayo, normal sa tao kasi na mag-alala tayo sa mga mahal natin sa buhay, di ba? Because we care for them, we love them, no? And there's a tendency that we sometimes over-worry about taking care of my kids, paano na pa future ng mga anak ko, paano na future ng pamilya ko, paano na trabaho ko, and so on and so forth. And that is choosing self. Because you've been choosing what you think is critical for yourself. But take note, God said, choose me, and I'll take care all your worries. So ikaw limited ka bilang tao Yung concern mo, you can only take care of so much. But if you choose God, infinitely, you're covered. So I think that's just one of my reference in doing this, what we all call in this life success. But to be honest, these are all purpose.
Indeed, indeed, you really have said the word, no? All those things are larger than life, and it is now in your hands, in your feet, and in the whole of you. So I think we would leave where your childhood is, and we will go into the next phase of your life,
Yeah.
which is the bigger one already. So, Olive, would you like to shoot the question
Yeah.
to Royal?
Yeah, being architect, nandun ka na ngayon sa part ng buhay mo na lahat ng gusto mong gawin at gusto mong maabot ay one click na lang. What are your philosophies, yung philosophies that guide you during this journey para ma-fulfill mo lahat yung mga gusto mong magawa, not only for yourself, but for the people you serve, para sa ating lahat na Filipino?
Sigat, thank you so much. Now, I would like to share with you just to guide and give us more visualization. I'll share some images. Ang philosophy ko very very simple actually. And this started when I was Olive, no, Aida. It started when I was second year college. I will talk about it in a very architectural way, but I would like everybody to understand that this philosophy is not limited to my architecture, but it is actually my foundation as a human being. No? It is my philosophy in life. No? And I put it together. This is the nature of things. I believe in the nature of things. Now everything evolves organically. No, everything is about nature. No? And if I start with the first one, when I was in college, second year, I submitted a design plate, which is parang in design kasi sa mga architecture student, they ask you to start doing design and then they ask you to submit a design philosophy. And ako naman, as I said nga, parang even nung bata ako, sabi ko sa inyo na I always had this craving of design, better, and I always tried to feel. I tried to feel. And my inspiration constantly was nature. No? So if we click the next image, please. First philosophy that I put in my plate was I just wrote it. Nature is peace. So because I was feeling it, no, I was second year. I was no way, and I would say far from being deep. I didn't even thought of it as deep. No, I just thought of it because I felt it, and I submitted my design plate to my professor that nature is peace. And then my professor said, okay, so Royal, what do you mean by this? Sabi ko, ay ma'am, hindi ko ho alam eh. Kasi naramdaman ko lang siya. Hindi ko ho maipaliwanag, no? But that feeling was constantly in me already since second year college, no? And nature is peace is, for me, great design is organic in nature. Everything, for me, sabi nga nila, di ba, parang, if you look at nature, the inspiration is there, no? Nandun lahat. Why is there an airplane? There's birds. There are inspiration. There are embedded messages in the nature of everything. And I think it's just a matter of picking it up, no? It's a matter of understanding it. And for me, there is nothing greater than the greatest architect, no? So the greatest architect is my reference. And how do I learn his ways? I have to learn about his creations. And from his creations, which is infinite, and up to now, man couldn't decipher everything about nature. That is where I'm always referring to. So nature always gave me that stillness. No? So I constantly feel that there is sufficiency, there is provision, there is creativity in nature. No? So the second one naman, syempre nung college ako, tumatanda. Sorry, this second slide just to expound on the concept of peace. Sasabihin natin yung volcano, di ba? Sometimes when you see that, disaster. Pag may bagyo, disaster, no? But ako kasi, I always believe that nature is always in control. And it's nature just doing its thing. Huwag ka na lang hahalang. Kung may lava, lumayo ka doon sa lava, no? Para mamatay ka doon. Pero it's just nature doing its thing. It's not there to create a devastation, no? It's not there to hurt. It's not there to really intentionally create chaos. But it is there because it is the nature of the volcano. It is the nature to make the balance. It is the nature of the storm. It is the nature of the waves. No? And there are nature all over. No? So, yung concept ng nature ngayon, I am anchored to the very idea that it's always nature. Now, as time moved on, nung nagpa-practice na ako ng architecture, so I was already doing my design through nature as my inspiration. Na-realize ko, I was in a conflict in my philosophy in many ways that I was parang trying to respect nature because sabi ko, nature is peace, di ba? So, I cannot violate nature. So, in my practice as an architect, sabi ko sa sarili ko, bakit pag may project ako, pinuputol ko agad yung puno? No? Dapat nire-respeto ko yun. No? Dapat I put my best effort to respect it and also understand the givens of nature. So, yung mga proseso na yon, I was having difficulties because I was, again, yun nga, parang conflicting. Nature is peace, but then here you are, every time you come, ang sinasabi mo, ang chinu-choose mo, self mo, kasi I need to create a good architecture. Ang iniisip ko lagi, it needs to be a royal Pineda na architecture. No? So, it was self. I was choosing self. I was not choosing nature. No? I was not choosing His creation. No? So, I move to the next slide, which is my second philosophy. Nung iniisip ko lagi na man and nature, because, di ba, I mean, conceptually, we all understand na laging sinasabi, man and nature. Magkahiwalay eh. There is duality, no? Pinaghihiwalay natin yung dalawang elemento. But then, being separated, there is always a point of yung concept na dahil hindi ikaw yon, willing kang i-compromise yung hindi ikaw eh, di ba? Parang ang nilagay ko sarili ko doon sa sitwasyon na kung ako yung puno, madali bang putulin yung puno? Kung isipin mo yung puno na yon eh yung kamay mo or yung legs mo, is it easy to cut your own legs just because you're running out of solution? Di ba hindi? Di ba? So, when I discovered that very principle, sabi ko sa sarili ko, I need to be one with it. I need to be it. Because if I am it, the way I'll respect it is equal to the way I'll respect myself. No? So, yung pag may project na ako ngayon, when it's man is nature, so it's already one. No? Wala nang duality. Yung dating man and nature, pinag-iwalay. Ngayon, man is nature. So, it's only one. No? So, ngayon, pag may project ako, and there's something, and there's nature that I need to respect, If dati, siguro 3 beses ko lang pag-aaralan yan, tapos sige, kakat mo na lang yung puno. No, I'm just giving an example in architecture, no? But just to make it more simpler. Parang ang daling paputol ng puno dahil feeling mo it's not you But then, nung naging man is nature na, I believe that I am nature, I believe that tree is me, I started to come up with more solutions. My determination to solve a design became greater, and I was able to solve it and keep the tree. So, yung love for self, no, can be used to transform that very concept of oneness with nature. So, that was again a resolved dilemma ko kasi yun nga, as I moved through the years, the 3 dilemmas in my head being yun nga, where is my source, nature, and then my being as man, and then the third is as man, what am I in this world, no? Sabi ko sa sarili ko, dito na pumasok yung Olive, yung konsepto ng ito na yung mga arkitekto, no? Again, I will relate it to my profession. Ito na yung mga arkitekto kasi simula pa lang, lagi nang pinagtatalunan ng mga arkitekto na sinasabi, meron bang Philippine architecture? Lagi nila sinasabi, may Philippine architecture ba? Kasi we were colonized by the Spaniards, and the Japanese came, and the Americans and the Japanese, so on and so forth. So parang ang dating, para sabi nila, we're the melting pot and we're a confused nation, no? Yun ang sabi nila, no? But ako naman, in my career, sabi ko sa sarili ko, kung confused lahat ng arkitekto at hindi makasagot kung may Philippine architecture, will I be one of them? Magiging isa ba akong uling Pilipino na confused? It's been 500 years and up to now, confused pa rin ako. So sabi ko sa sarili ko, merong Philippine architecture. And this philosophy gave me the clarity. Yung clarity na ang Pilipino, we are here to exist and coexist with everyone. No? We are equally important with the rest of the world. No? Hindi ako naniniwala na we are inferior as a race, no? Or just because we are not first world, hindi tayo equally important. I'm not saying that we are more superior, no? And I'm not also gonna agree that we are inferior, but we are equally important with the rest of the race of this world. How did I manage to understand that as my philosophy? It was when I was thinking that if I am a Filipino, pinanganak ako sa Pilipinas, meron ding Frances na pinanganak sa France. Meron ding Italiano na pinanganak sa Italia, no? So ngayon, nature itself placed us in a spot wherein we need to be better, no? We need to be better. We need to grow. Kaya nga may concept of growth, no? You have to reach a potential, no? That's why you're growing, no? And that potential needs to be achieved by all of us. And by that time, bilang Pilipino, kung paano mo ginawang mabuti at better kang Pilipino, that's why I have modern Filipino sensibility, yun yung pinopromote at advocacy ko. Pag better Filipino ka at meron kang nagawa sa pamumuhay mo na mas maganda, mas maayos, at it addresses the tropicality of the country and you made a better house that's tropical, there is a Filipino architecture, no? And that creation, which is better, becomes your gift to the world. Yan ang regalo natin sa buong mundo. Posibleng hindi siya regalo sa Alaska, sa bansang malamig, no? But ito, regalo natin ito sa mga bansang tropical din, no? And that is where the respect and also I would say, the confidence will come in, because kung na-fino natin, we were able to refine who we are. And we are doing this not because gusto nating magpasikat sa ibang bansa. Ginagawa natin to just because we want to improve ourselves as people, as Filipinos. Alam nyo, in the end, all that effort, it will just manifest that the Filipinos are a good and better race also. Hindi mo kailangang makipagkompetensya. Kaya ito is coexistence ang philosophy ko, no? And this philosophies and for me this philosophies is not just for the Filipinos but also for the world, no? And I'm so happy that now in the Dubai World Expo, alam niyo ang galing ni God, no? God is so great na ako na galing sa pinagbuhatan, biglang nagkaroon ng filosofiya at isineshare ko sa Pilipinas, and I didn't really expect that I will be able to share it to the world because a platform that is so global, no, and billions of pesos was spent there. That three philosophies that you just heard right now are the philosophies and the content of the story of the Philippine Pavilion in the Dubai World Expo for this year. So yan ho ang maririnig nating lahat na ang Pilipino is ganito at ang tao hindi lang limitado sa Pilipino but ang tao mismo, if you go back to nature, if you understand nature, and this is very relevant at this point because of the pandemic times. If you go back with nature and be one with nature again, you will understand what's happening.
Wonderfully said. Wala akong masasabi. But Architect Royal, no, the things that you have been saying to us, especially with the three philosophies that you have been presenting to us, has a deeper root inside you. Which means that for me, you were really prepared from the beginning of time, from the choice of the name of your father as royal. Sabi nga, majesty, you have to go beyond where you are as just a person, but an architect called for something deeper. The things that happened to you in PUP, where your mother, you were almost an engineer, but your mother pulled you to architecture kasi sinarhan ka ng enrollment. Those are all in the plan of God. What is really good is that you have the soul, and because of that soul that is so enriched in you, you are able to connect and understand the whole nature, no? Kasi mahirap siyang intindihin kung hindi ka malalim. And because of the depth that you have, which is coming from the greatest architect of the world, Jesus Christ, now you are able to translate is how I wish we have more time. It's 4:49. I just like to read some of the comments. Maricon, can you flash some of the comments so the architect would be able to see it also? We have one from Indonesia. A very inspiring story and humble journey. She's one of us, Coach Daisy from Indonesia. And we have also from Coach Daisy, the same, very inspiring story. And Beng Tuason says, majesty. So that's what I'm really saying, no? Hindi pwedeng hindi ka majesty, hindi ka pwede maging hindi ka royal kasi malaki yung trabaho mo gagawin mo. So maybe Oli can also have another question.
Yeah. Royal, being a visionary in the field of architecture, sabi mo nga dapat may equality and access to opportunities, education. Ano yung nakikita mong mangyayari sa Pilipinas?
You know, I've always been an advocate of modern Filipino architecture and design. No? Our firm, Buji Royal, we're actually basically a firm that caters to a high-end market. No? Before, when we started, and my business partner, Buji Layo, who's an interior designer and a furniture designer, me as an architect, we created this firm together to form a common vision that we felt nawala, no? Kasi nga, remember, there is an issue, meron bang Filipino architecture and design? No? So, ang sa amin, and sa akin, personally, if I am doing architecture that's Filipino, I also wanted to do a total presentation of what's a Filipino sensibility. So, dapat pati yung furniture, pati yung interior, pati yung landscape, dapat yan Filipino, dapat walang wrong number. No? And we've been doing that in the high-end market since the day we started. No? And it became our advocacy. But then it was all landing in all private homes, private resorts, no, premium projects. So it was never really public. No? And to think this is a sensibility that is for the people, for the Filipinos. And as I always say, God will pave the way, and He did. He gave me an opportunity to be able to share these visions in the creations of the NAIA Airport, the NAIA 1, the renovation of the NAIA 1. We did the Mactan Airport, we did the Clark Airport, we did the SEA Games establishments, the buildings, the sports centers, we did some bridges. And these are public architecture. No? These are public spaces. These are spaces that people or the real mass, no, the everybody, no, Filipino, yung mula sa middle income to high end to low end, lahat makaka-experience of what's Filipino, no. And I've always been a dreamer, no, na that vision that there is a modern Philippines. And modern Philippines is not about the look, no, it's not about the look of the building or the architecture or the design. But modern Filipino is a mindset that I would like to share to every Filipino, that when you start to say that you are modern, you are better Filipino, a better Filipino. A modern Filipino is a better Filipino. So you cannot claim that when you are Filipino, ang lagi nating sinasabi at tinatanggap, to the point now we already embraced it. Filipino, lagi kang late. You are always late. You are ningas kugon. You are, in many negative ways. No, you are Filipino. No, so ako I couldn't just parang take that. I couldn't. No, and again, the principle of nature is growth, betterment. So I am not going to be born, but not to be able to grow and improve things and contribute things in my lifetime. No, bilang arkitekto, hindi naman pwedeng kopyahin ko lang yung nasa libro at patay na yung mga gumawa ng libro na yon, no? At iba na yung standards ng design sa pamumuhay ngayon. No? So I have to contribute as a Filipino architect, a modern Filipino architect. So my vision is, sabi ko nga, when I presented this vision, when they asked me to design and present something in Taipei, I cannot remember exactly what year, but I think that was 6-7 years ago. When they asked me to present a design, and everybody was doing a design of their cities. Iba-ibang bansa din, no, ang nag-present. But then when I was asked to curate it by the Philippine government, sabi ko sa kanila, lahat naman sila nagdi-design na ng city. Marami ng arkitekto rin nagdi-design ng mga city. And they're all there, they're all gonna present that there, no? Sabi ko, I want to do something else. I want to share my vision. And you know what came out? Sabi ng government, so what do you want to design? Sabi ko sa kanila, I want to design the country. No? It didn't come from me. It came from my heart. Kasi kung sa mind ko nang galing yon, I would worry. Because ang sasabihin ko sa sarili ko, that's a big and tall order. You know, that's that's impossible. Never mind. Parang maggaganon ako eh. I would worry and I would not feel confident that to express that dream. But then it came from my heart. Na sinabi kong, I want to design the country. Because I wanted to show what I can see. And the Philippines can be, if you look at the Philippines later, I will show you a video. If you look at the Philippines, it's like an old woman, with a stick, nakaganon. And makikita niyo yan, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Wala siyang spine. It is a spineless country, And we needed a spine. And that is when I created the Luz Biminda vision, to create a vision of railways, bridges, and roads that will connect the islands of the Philippines, and majorly the 3 bridges called Luz Biminda. And this is also, it so happened that this is also the name of my mother, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and I named it after her, Luz Biminda. And this is something that I am planting to the minds of everyone, so that the future of the Philippines is not limited to today, but through the generations that will come, that we will be able to complete a better Philippines.
We're seeing forward to that. If I remember right, it's 4:57. I know, but we might do a little extension if it's okay with you.
Sorry, I've been stretching. Sorry.
No, it's
No,
okay.
no. We're going to give a little extension. It's okay naman. Wala naman tayong kasunod na I just read one message kasama mo sa PUP.
Yeah.
Rachel Lee from Korea. Sabi
Oh.
niya, hello, Architect Royal Pineda, watching from South Korea. Proud PUP alumni here as well. O yan,
Hi,
si Coach
Rachel.
Rachel. Yes, okay. You going forward, we would really love to see that we are going to be interconnected. If I remember right, on the last SONA of President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, that's what she really presented, yung interconnectivity, yung pinakita pa nga niya from Apari to Hulo. And a lot of us also said, ay, imposibleng mangyari yan. That's the Filipino attitude, And then so many things happen, one administration to the other. And it seems like hearing you with the Luz Biminda project, it's going to be a reality very soon, And we're really looking forward to that, because our country is beautiful, and with the right infrastructure, we will really be going a long way, Yeah, Olive.
Yeah, oo. Let's watch the video first so we can share it to our viewers. So
Yes.
they'll share the vision of Architect Royal Pineda.
the project of every Filipino. It's not just the project of the government, but it's really for everyone to dream.
Salute to all Filipinos, no? May message ka na naman sa yung #1 fans from South Korea. Rachel Lee, wow, hoping the railway vision for Palawan materializes soon. That would greatly help connecting us farmers and entrepreneurs to the main islands and cities. Indeed, yes, oo. So,
Yung idea lang dito, Aida, just to emphasize, Olive, it's really planting the seed, no? When I thought of this, it was really planting the seed and being able to create again a future that we can all look forward to, no? And this can be the compass that the government can use. Na kahit na ilang presidente dumaan, kung you have a vision and if the Filipinos will have this vision and make this a requirement for the government, whoever your president is, and if every president is dreaming also with you, no? Na sabihin mo na during his term nakagawa lang siya ng, sabihin mo kahit 100 kilometers of roads or bridges or railway. Pero at least yung 100 nakadugtong ka during your term. And every president that will come, will be able to build and start to connect. And again, this is not an overnight thing, but at least there is a vision that we can all be guided with. So yun yung purpose why I really created this Luz Viminda.
with Luz Viminda project and the vision of equality, it's 5:05. Much as we really want to extend much to you, but we would like to have another guesting from you, hopefully on a one-on-one. We would like to request Architect Royal Pineda to give a word of wisdom or advice to all Filipinos on dreaming towards the modern Filipino and a better Filipino.
I would like to share this happiness, no, that I always carry with me. This peace, this happiness, because I feel free, no. I feel the freedom. I feel the freedom that I am Filipino, and I am as authentic as you see. What you see is what you get. I am a Filipino. I am proud to be a Filipino. My roots is not limited to 500 years ago, no. And in fact, I am declaring in the World Expo that the 500 years of the arrival of Magellan was the time that we discovered him, and he did not discover us, no. Because in the presentation that we are declaring in the World Expo, we are presenting our history all the way back to 4,000 years ago and not 500 years ago. And that is actually the root of freedom, because our ancestors from the 4,000 years ago, their inspirations was not just limited to Barong Tagalog or Bahay na Bato or kung ano yung dinala ng mga Kastila, no, at ng mga kolonyal, no. 4,000 years ago, our ancestors were already inspired by the ancient sea, water, mountains, rivers, and trees of the Philippines. We were already connected and one with nature even before the colonizers came. So that freedom that I am also enjoying now, I am just sharing. It is not a new idea. It is an old idea. And to be able to free yourself from that mentality of colonialism is, for me, the key to confidence, to respect and dignity, no? To be proud and to be free. Again, as a creative, as an architect, I can be free. I can create my own Filipino architecture and still be proud to show it to the world and say, this is not a copy of what's in Italy, of what's in America. This is a modern Filipino architecture and design. I'm sharing this because once you're able to free yourself, you are now open to the new and exciting adventure of life. And again, every person, the variety of the world, every person will have their own great adventure crafted personally, authentically for you, and nothing will be the same. You will have a life that is successful, but because I tell you this is one of my greatest inspiration in life. If I am an architect and I create designs that is designed to succeed, take note, I'm a human being. Every time I design, I want it to be a successful design. A product designer, an industrial designer, or anyone, even if you're not a designer, when you start to create something, di ba ang gusto mo maging successful? Dapat yung gawa mo, kunyari nag-bake ka ng cake, ayaw mo naman sunog yung cake mo, di ba? What you create should be successful, correct? That is how we all think as human beings. You are creating. What if, and I am sure of this, take note of this and think about it. Think about when God created you. You think the greatest creator would create something that will fail? You are all designed. We are all designed to be successful. And this is something that I hold on to every day in my life, that I am designed to be successful as a human being, as a creation of God, and that I am grateful of. So I hope I can share that idea with you, and I hope that's a takeaway and take home for everyone. Thank you.
Indeed, Architect Royal Pineda, you made us a very, very proud Filipino and Filipinos. You made us realize that we have a country and a nation that is truly ours, and that you made us realize that we have also a responsibility as children of God to do our share of the mission in making the Philippines much, much better world than where we are now. And it's the only country that we have, and we should be loving it. Olive?
Yeah. You know what? This afternoon, I found out I'm proud, I'm free, and I'm a Filipino. Thanks, Architect, for this wonderful afternoon.
Thank you
Ay,
also. I'm so happy.
Yes, in behalf of iDiscover Friends Talk Life channel, it is indeed a beautiful afternoon to be a Filipino, and it is a beautiful afternoon to be a better Filipino. So with that, Architect Royal Pineda, it has really been our pleasure. We learned a lot from you. I'm sure the viewers has also learned a lot from you, and most of them, ang daming comments, we cannot read all of them, but they all feel that they are indeed proud Filipinos. So thank you so much. Good afternoon to everyone.
Thank you.
I-discovering. Always remember every day. We meet people inspiring us every day, giving stories of their dreams, their failures and success. Every changes and events, a new beginning to prosper, different